Hi everybody, welcome back to Laura A Vlogs. And yeah, I am back. I wanted to, pretty much sit down with you guys again because it was very therapeutic for me when I did my last video, and I think it's working out very well. Doing the updates and talking things from the heart. And since I made that last video, I was feeling kind of low, and I was going through a lot of changes in my life, making decisions of letting go things that no longer serves me, and making new set of goals, and also having an alternative, different type of health decisions regarding to my mental status, to make sure that I still remain as healthy as I can. And yeah, I really did a lot of emotional purging, which is very liberating. And things are calming down, and I really am very happy. I'm filming this on Friday, Friday on November 15th. So yeah, I just got home from work, so it's almost like 10 o'clock at night. So I said, you know what? Let me sit in front of the camera, chat with you guys, and just chat and catch up. It's like catching up with my old good friends. So I just been feeling really good. I feel like I'm almost liberated from a lot of things in my life that I really needed to let go. And I really am very happy. I don't regret a lot of the decisions that I've been making. I think I am a type of person that tries to do good. And sometimes, when things don't work out, regardless, the situation, you got to do what you got to do. You got to make those hardcore decisions in life and say, what does Laura want to do? And I've been getting a lot of epiphanies and, realizations about things that has happened in my life. Some of them, yeah, I will take some responsibilities, but not every single thing, because I think when it comes to things of, either on matters of the heart or things that happen on everyday life, when it comes to family, friends, co-workers, there's always a give and take. And when sometimes you feel like you're giving and no reciprocity, involved, then you know what? It's time to make those hardcore decisions. And I think that is something that people are so afraid to do. And I'm included, because sometimes I do get afraid. But you know what? I'm getting over that fear. I've gotten to a point in my life that I just said, you know what? It's better to be alone and be unhappy than be surrounded with people that don't love you, appreciate you, and don't give a shit about you. And I think that is something that I really have to value is myself. In the process, I have to love myself and say, you know what? Laura deserves a whole lot better. And anybody going through a situation like this, you have to really think about what exactly you want. to do with your life. Settle in misery is not always a good option. And I should know, because I've been through those very bad hurdles in life. And so to me, every time I encounter something that is very painful, very hurtful, very mean, very malicious, you know, you gotta make those hardcore choices and say, you know what? I don't have to tolerate this bullshit from people, places, or things. You don't have to. And so I've been doing a lot of emotional purging. I've been, you know, getting myself centered and coming into conclusions of, okay, now it's time. It's time to let go. And I think that's where I'm at right now, is just letting go. And I have let go. I think I you know, I even like prayed to God. I'm like, you know what, God, just take everything out of my life. I said, whatever people, places, or things, just, I surrender. You know, just, if people are not meant to be in my life, just keep them away from me. And so far, you know, I know there's been things that I've been noticing, and I'm like, yes, you know, God is listening to me. And so I've been like really in peace. I've been in peace. I have been, you know, most of the time, you know, surrounded with my family, you know, working. I did take a little bit of a break from doing YouTube, because I felt like I needed that little bit of time out just to focus on me again. You know, I love doing YouTube. I love, you know, doing different types of videos. But, you know, it's been a little rough, because when you're doing a full-time job and then doing filming, you know, depending on what the content is, and it has, I noticed that for some reason YouTube has been wonky. So a lot of my videos have not been doing well. So I was just like, you know what? Let me just stop. Just stop. Give myself a break. And just focus on myself. Eventually I will go back to it. And yeah, I will go back to it most likely next week. But I'm just like, I'm in a really, really good spot in my life. You know, sometimes the devil will try to do is tempt you and take you to a road that make you very angry and bitter and sad. And I refuse to go that road, because at the end of the day, what is there to gain? I really do, how will I say this? I've been through so much in the last few years that I'm not gonna let people try to be very manipulative with my emotions. And this is something that I always told people about me. And it's kind of funny because people never believed it. I always said to people, I said, listen, anytime I was into a relationship, I always said, listen, the day that you keep abusing my heart, I will slowly let go. But then it's going to come to a day that I will lose entire feelings for that individual. And once I do that, my heart closes for that individual. There's no turning back for me. I will just look at you like any other person. You know, I know how to keep myself very neutral when it comes to I know how to keep myself professional, and I could talk about people in a professional manner, but I will have no emotions for that person. I will never have any type of in-depth sincerity in my heart, because once, especially when you're being abused over and over and over again, you lose emotions. You lose emotions, feelings. You just get to a point in your life, you're just like, you know what? Good try. Good try. Because whatever you think you're trying to achieve to hurt me, it's not going to succeed, because at the end of the day, you lost. You lost the biggest blessing in your life. And I'm glad that, I tend to lose feelings for people right away. Like, it took me a while. Like, anytime I get involved with somebody and things don't work out, I will lose feelings, and I just become very numb to anybody. But it's okay. Because at the end of the day, it's not meant to be. It's like everybody has their own set of ideas and their own thoughts. I have my own thoughts. But you know what? I'm entitled to have my own thoughts. That's why I pretty much like to vent here with you guys on YouTube. But I will never sit here and just bash on a human being because their lack of attributes that they carry in life. So I'd rather not do that. But I would just say, it's not something for me. After a while, especially ladies, when you get involved with people, it doesn't matter the sex, when you go through breakups, you always try to set a higher standard for yourself. But also at the same time, I will always suggest people to give yourself a break for a while. Give yourself a break from dating. Get to know yourself first. And I think I mentioned that in past videos that I have in one of my playlists. You get to know yourself first. And I do that. Like, every so often, I will take a break from being romanced. But it doesn't mean my eyes are blind, because after all, if I see a cute guy, I'm like, hello, hi there. I'm still a flirt. But I do respect myself. I do respect myself. And I take myself seriously in the way that I want to be respected. If I give that individual the respect, I think I'm entitled to receive that same respect. But if I see that individual doesn't respect me and disrespect me all the time, then you know what? It's not meant to be. Adios. Because I always say to people, I'm like, I will never sit there and fight for no man. I will never fight with a woman for any individual. You see, that to me, I will see the individual ugly. Because when you have a partner, so-called partner, because there's a lot of them out there that they swear that just because you got a good body or a good face, or you have some sort of prestige, means that that women gonna fight for you. I'm sorry, that's not happening. I will always say that. I'm like, no, absolutely fucking not. I will never sit down and belittle myself and fight for any individual. I don't give a shit where you come from. To me, I'll look at you like a piece of shit in the street. Because if you put your significant other to fight for you, obviously you're a low life. I would just never do that. You know, and I think women, you know, you have to, and this is like, if I'm talking to you, especially ladies, young gentlemen, you know, I'm talking to you like if I'm sitting with you guys and talking about life. You have to take pride of yourself. You have to. And I think it's really important, especially this day and age, that I've seen so much abuse coming from individuals attacking women, and even women attacking men. And to say that, oh, you got to respect me because I'm beautiful. Oh, you got to respect me because I have money. And then sometimes dangle that money, that little wallet over the person's head just because they want to keep that individual for, it's more like you buying love. If you could buy love, oh my God, I'm set for life. But then you don't realize that, yeah, you bought love, but at what price? What price did you buy that love? You know, because that could be your biggest devil right there. You think you're going to have that beautiful woman with a hot body and, you know, sex you up all night. And turns out to be that she has, you know, STDs. She's fucking around with everybody. And before you know it, you become sick. But hey, you know, that money was wonderful, you know. But you know what? Is it really worth it? I see that all the time on social media regarding people hooking up with people just because they had the money. And then what happens? Then years later, you see all sorts of crap on the headlines saying, oh, well, you know, he had 1,000 girlfriends and she had, you know, I'm making up all these numbers like, yeah, she had quite a few hundred men. And yeah, they've been spreading some STD around. Oh my God. And you know how people would love to eat that up? You know, it's like, why would you want to do that? It's so disgusting. So I'd rather, you know, stay here in my own little world, quiet. I love my peace. Instead of dealing with stuff like that, you know, society's new dating, you know, norms that people hooking up just because they want to hook up. I'm sorry. I'm not down with that. I rather stay, you know, monogamous. And if I decide that if I'm going to have sex with somebody, hey, then I'll decide if that person is right for me. But in the meantime, oh well, I'm going to enjoy my life. I will enjoy my traveling, my family, my plans, my future. And I'm really quite content living alone. That's why I said after going through the emotional purging that I've been through, and it has helped me put everything in perspective. And I started therapy, and I see so many different aspects of what I needed in my life. And I think definitely I will always recommend people that if you're in the point in your life that you don't know what to do with yourself, how to sort out situations, because, you know, sometimes the world can leave you so confused. People will leave you so confused. Guess what? You know, there is help out there. It's a matter of like, how do you want to achieve that help? How can you improve your life? What way can I, and that's what I do all the time. It's like, what way can I improve myself for the better? Because after all, you know, it's going to take a while. Because I'm not going to sit here and say, well, you know, I'm healed, I'm feeling better, you know. It's going to be a work in progress. It's like peeling the layers of onions. You peel each layer little by little. And I have a long way to go before I can really recover, because of the different things that I've been through. And I'm not scared to talk about it. I'm definitely not. I mean, if I were to sit down and open my mouth about a lot of things that I've been through, the world will lose their fucking mind. The world will lose their fucking mind. That's for sure. But I'm not going to waste my breath on it. Like, I will talk about certain situations, but for me to sit down and give a nitty-gritty details of everything, I think it's and it's definitely, it's not because I'm scared, because it's definitely not that. But I just don't want to deal with anything else outside of my world. So that's why I'm very selective. It's a busy day out there. It's Friday night, so if you hear cars and motorcycles going by, I live by the highway, so it's Friday night. Everybody wants to be out. So yeah, I've been pretty good. Now I received a comment on one of the quite a few videos actually. And I'm trying to find it. I received a comment in one of the videos that I did when I first got diagnosed with the for the cancer. I think, which one was this one? The DCIS. You see, I was like having a hard time remembering it. It's because I'm tired. But the DCIS cancer, there was a woman that asked me a question. Her name is Lisa Sager 4048. Now, she was saying, curious to know if I got COVID shot prior to my DCIS cancer. And I replied, yes, I did get the COVID shot. I wind up getting the COVID shot February of 2021, like months before I got the DCIS. But I'm not a doctor, but I always in my gut feeling. Okay, this is my gut feeling that I felt about this whole thing. That, of course, I was diagnosed with undifferentiated connective tissue disease, UCTD, in 2018. Okay, and still till this day, the doctors don't know how to treat it, don't know how to work it. You know, I just still remain as a mystery as all of you that go through that. But I always read something in the long of the guidelines of that was that anytime that any autoimmune condition exists in the body, chances of getting cancer will be great. And I said, well, I was going to try to stay healthy and all that stuff. But then my gut instinct kicked in because of the fact that I wound up getting COVID in 2019, November, December 2019. That's when I first started getting COVID, because I wound up contracting it at work, at the place of my last employment. And that lasted me months. I mean, that was like the worst case of COVID that I went through, that affected my breathing. I thought I was going to die. I really thought I felt like I was in near death's door because of the amount of air that I was losing. And so, as you guys know, that I went through little issues after COVID, experiencing post-COVID things. So my hunch, and I'm just saying this is a hunch, this is like my intuitive feelings, are that with the combination of the UCTD and COVID, this was before the shot now, I always felt that it pretty much exacerbated my body more to push that cancer up, because of the fact that my body was just like fighting, like everything was just all over the place. And I felt so fatigued, so tired, so like I just felt like I was at death's door, like I couldn't even function. And every single time I was coughing, the cough lasted me for months. So I always felt that deep down, I wound up getting the DCIS because of the combination of UCDD and COVID. But that's me. And that's my hunch. As for the shot, I don't know, because I don't know like what exactly was in those shots per se. I don't know if they were trying to do like a sample of COVID shots into the bloodstream. Who knows? But I think the cancer was prepared before the COVID shot. So I think it just pushed it, and maybe it might have exacerbated even more to bring out the DCIS. And I mean, don't hold me down saying that, oh, Laura said, because, it got to be true. But it's just my theory. I always sat down and thought about it, and I just was thinking about it. I'm like, the chances of me being sick one after the other is just ridiculous. So for me to be having cancer right after COVID makes me wonder. And then I also had a UCTD before that, and it's like the domino effect. Everything just started falling. So it's just now it's a matter of taking care of myself. Now, I haven't since February, March of 2021. Since then, I haven't done a COVID shot. Now, recently when I went for my doctor, she suggested if I wanted to get a COVID shot. I was just like, no, because I just wasn't very keen to taking it. I mean, she asked me if I do a flu shot. I said, yeah, I'll do the flu shot, because first of all, it's flu season. And I know at my job, everybody's going to start getting sick. And, I just wanted to get precautions. And even with the flu, sometimes I'm a little iffy on that too. But, so I did get the flu shot. I think I wound up having, I didn't get a fever. That was the funny thing. I did not get a fever. I just wound up getting like a little bit aches and pains. But I did not get a fever. And normally that's kind of funny, because I usually get fevers right after the flu shot, which I find it very interesting. But yeah, that was pretty much it. But you know, like I said, that whole theory of mine, possibility is there, because it would make sense. Because how can I just get cancer out of nowhere? Yes, I do have family history of my family having breast cancer as well as any type of cancer. But just to have it randomly, and it's just, I find it very interesting, you know. So I just, you know, that's my thought about that. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to sit down and chat with you guys. I just think, I know I seem like I added so many different things and scenarios and stuff like that. But in all sincerity, that comes from the heart. You know, sometimes you have to take care of yourself. And you have to pretty much do what's best for you. Because sometimes life can be really, really disgusting. Especially the amount of people that are willing to hurt others. Oops, I almost hit it. Let me move this a little bit. There you go. Give me a second. I need a little iced tea. But yeah, people can be really disgusting. And sometimes you have to stay grounded. Because, you know, if you continue immersing yourself with the wrong type of people, it doesn't matter what walks of life they come from, they can really suck the life out of you. And I think it's really important to really know what to do and really focus on yourself, which is important. And if you have kids, then make sure your kids are priority. You see, that's one thing I always said, is like, my kids will always be priority over any individual, you know. And I made ton of mistakes about that in my life, you know. And so at the end I said, you know what, I'm still a mother, and no matter what crap that I dealt with, my children will always be first, because I am their mother and father at the same time. And that is my life. Everybody else will take a number or get out of my life, because I don't need to lose my mind and lose everything in the process. You know, like I said, you have to make hardcore choices in life. What is it important to you? What is important to you? This is not like a trick question. What do you want to do for your life? What changes are you willing to do? Are you willing to sit there and be abused? Or make changes and move on? I know I moved on. I don't regret it. I just say, you know what? It's me. It's my time. Now it's up to you. What are you going to do? Anyway, that is pretty much it. I think I talked long enough. So thank you again for viewing this interesting video. And if you want to share your stories, I would like to hear something from you. And you could say something on the comment section on YouTube. And if you like this video, you guys know what to do. And if you're new to the channel, you're very much welcome to subscribe. You know, this is just a community. This is not something that I'm just like, oh, you know, I'm trying to be famous. This is just really me just sharing who I am. And really just hanging out with you guys. Anyway, so I will catch you guys soon on the next vlog. Bye.